Hello, it's Amy. I'm super happy to have you on this live webinar with me today. It's Wednesday, August 10th at 11. This is a live weekly webinar series called Breakthrough to Your Fun, Fabulous Life. And you're in the right place if you're an entrepreneur, maybe you're a CEO, maybe you're a community leader, a business leader, and you are feeling quite stressed out and you want tools to deal with your stress in healthier ways than maybe you've been dealing with your stress lately. You're so in the right place. If you are someone like a parent who is in business and you're juggling multiple responsibilities and you need ways to help you prioritize and manage your time more effectively, you are definitely in the right place as well. I want to invite you to fully engage in this webinar training, to prepare yourself by getting a pen and paper so you can take notes, so you're ready to dive in when I share the training portion of this webinar with you. Before I do, I want to remind you that we have a chat room up here, and I would love it if you could put your name and where you're from in the chat room so that I can connect with you. For those of you who are on live, I invite you to watch the whole webinar with me. They're usually between half an hour to, the longest is about an hour, but usually it's half an hour to 45 minutes. And at the end of the webinar, I give away a free book. So depending on what I feel like giving away at the end of the webinar this week, I'm going to give away a book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. It's a fantastic book to help you get into action, overcome fear and procrastination. So if any of you really feel like, that's me, I'm stuck right now, this book will really help you. It's helped me in my business and personal life. It's helped many of my clients. I've used the strategies in that book, so it's a really effective book full of good tools. Let me tell you my personal story, and I'm just going to share with you now the link to, for those of you who are watching the replay, I'm going to share a link to the first 2 chapters of my upcoming book. It's called From Burnt Out to Bliss, and it's a 30-day challenge for high achievers to have more fun and more free time. So each day there's an action step for you to take in the book that will help you become more productive while you start learning how to take more time off. So there's lots of health benefits that come with that as well. Hope you enjoy those 2 chapters. And stick around until the end, and one of you will get that free book, and it'll arrive at your doorstep the good old-fashioned way. My story, as it relates to the topic today, which is work-life balance. I'm going to be covering 5 tips to help you be more present at home and at work so you can be productive and really connect with the people you hold dearest to your heart and really connect with the people that you work with and work for. My story starts when I didn't have kids yet and I was newly married and I didn't have a lot of responsibilities to juggle. I hadn't started my business yet. Throw into the mix school. I started getting trained as a life coach and stress management consultant. So that added a little bit more to my plate. My life became a lot busier. I was going to school. I had our first baby. And I was learning how to play this role of wife, partner to someone, sharing life with someone else. So I was starting to feel pretty stretched and stressed and sometimes anxious because I felt like I didn't have any time for myself anymore. And it actually was a period of my life where I felt like I was losing my own identity to some degree. Pretty scary, as some of you I know understand yourselves. I found myself in a place that I didn't like. I didn't like who I was because I wasn't feeling alive anymore. Then I started taking on clients. I'd finished my training and my boundary setting flew out the window. I don't know where it went. And I started not being wise with my time. What I mean is I would carry my cell phone around with me everywhere. I would bring it to bed. I would have no time for myself because I wasn't setting healthy boundaries. My kids started to say, Mom, you're working all the time. Why do you work so much? And it was just like, stab at my heart. My husband would say, Amy, would you put your phone down? So in my business life, I had no clear schedule of when I was on and when I was off. So for all of you entrepreneurs or all of you who are on salary and nobody said, this is the time you need to start, this is the time you need to stop, you'll understand what I mean by lack of boundaries. You need to set boundaries for yourself if you're going to feel happy and fulfilled and accomplished. So I wasn't feeling super happy, and I definitely wasn't feeling fulfilled because I wasn't juggling wisely. I wasn't managing my time like I do now. So I started learning all of these techniques and tools that I applied to my own life to really help me use my time effectively, help me create healthy boundaries so I had time for family and I had time for work, and I could be a success in both of those worlds of my life. Obviously, that added a lot of peace to my marriage and family life, happiness and productivity to my business life, and things really started changing. I shared these tools and these strategies with my clients, and they started getting the same results. And everybody was happy. Everybody was thankful. And that's the same kind of momentum I've been building from year after year since that really came to a pinnacle in my life. And it's a big reason why I want to share with you the tips and strategies that I've compiled and from my research today so that I can help you feel more present with your family. And when you're at work, feel more present at work and focused and engaged, because you can feel that satisfaction in both areas of your life. You just need to learn how so you can be present in both arenas. So like I said, if you're just joining us right now, I invite you to put your name and where you're from in the chat box so that I can connect with you and hear your feedback and answer your questions throughout the webinar training. So now I'm just going to get a sip of water before I share with you my slides and get into the training portion of the call. So let me just get myself set up here, and we will hop into work-life balance secrets. Alrighty, I'm going to share my slides with you now. Just give me 1 second. Oh, just experiencing a little bit of technical stuff. Okay. I have saved this under a different name, so just bear with me for 1 sec while I just do a little bit of a fix it. So let me know if you're joining right now, where you're from, what your name is, so that I can connect with you, and buy me some time while I just quickly change things up here for you and we can get moving. Alrighty, I am ready for you. Let's hop into the training. So today's webinar, and every week, this is a weekly live training, which I am so thankful to be able to share with you. It's called Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life. And the training is meant to help you create time for yourself so you can learn how to stress less, to decrease your stress, and make 2016 your best year yet. A little bit more about this webinar, these webinars in the series. I offer you proven stress management strategies to help you regain control of your thoughts. I help you develop new habits so you can be more productive and you can be more successful in your business and personal life. I help you learn how to prioritize your health. Even if you have the busiest schedule, I've helped so many people do this. I teach you why mastering your mindset is really key to experiencing time freedom and increasing your wealth. And also, you'll learn steps that you need to put in place in order for your energy levels to increase and your ability to focus to increase. They're live weekly webinars, and I also put on in-person workshops with groups from bankers to financial advisors to doctors. This is with a music studio and the teachers there. And remember to stick around for that free goodie at the end of the webinar. I'm going to be giving away a free copy of the book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. So stick around till the end. And my promise for you today is that you can have exactly the lifestyle that you want. You just have to be willing to believe that you can have it and then learn how to create a plan so that you can take action and get what you want. So we're going to have a lot of fun today, and you're going to come away with some secrets and strategies that I have up my sleeve for you to decrease your stress and start creating that awesome lifestyle that you want. I'm going to show you what habits you're going to need to implement so that you can be highly successful, so you can have more fun and more free time. It's going to be really awesome. So this is me sitting out front in front of my house. I'm the author of the upcoming book, From Burnt Out to Bliss. It's the 30-day challenge for high achievers I was telling you about. I'm a trainer, speaker, and coach. I'm a stress management consultant, and I work with entrepreneurs, people in corporate, healthcare, service professionals like financial advisors, realtors, mortgage specialists, and I help them increase their free time and productivity and health while decreasing their stress levels. I also host workshops like I told you about. I offer group coaching programs with members from all over North America. And I personally use these systems that I'm about to show you in my own life. So I'm walking the talk, which is really important as a coach. Here's me involved in some other workshops that I've given. Top left there, I've spoken at a bank in British Columbia where I live several times, helping them create boundaries so that they can have more energy, so that they can feel alive and firing on all sparks. Bottom left picture there is me giving a workshop for caregivers. So how do you create time for yourself when you're looking after someone day in and day out? How do you manage to make time for your health so you feel happy and so you feel like yourself again? That's what I teach. And on the right here, I'm speaking for a group of entrepreneurs. They're high-level executives and business owners who want to know how do they create work-life balance. So I share secrets and strategies, proven systems that I use in my own life on these webinars and in live workshops as well. I absolutely love nature. I'm very passionate about the outdoors. Just this morning, I went on a road bike ride, so I've been doing a lot of that. I also love the ocean, which is probably why I named a man named Beach. His full name is Beauchamp, but Beach is what I call him and what many other people call him. These are my two boys, Gavin and Simon. Gavin's on the right. He's just turned 11, and Simon's on the left. He's close to 9. I grew up surfing, and so we often go to the West Coast and have fun on the waves. Here's Gavin and I again, spending some time outdoors, going for a hike. And my full family, there's beach on the left with us, spending more time in the woods and outdoors. So today the training topic is called Work-Life Balance Secrets. And I'm going to offer you 5 really powerful tips so you can be more present when you're at home with your spouse, your husband, your wife, your partner, and your kids maybe. And so you can be more present at work, so you can be productive and focused and not distracted by your thoughts, maybe feeling guilty or selfish for being at work. So let's hop right in. Key number 1 is to be more present, you need to learn to trust. You need to learn to trust that you will be able to get done everything that needs to get done in the perfect timing. I think that is one of the biggest things that I need to trust. Personally, I also believe in Jesus and believe that God is very real. And so for myself, I trust in someone greater than myself to take care of loose ends so that I can have a full life and I don't have to worry or be anxious that things will fall into place perfectly. I truly believe that they will. So trust. This is the number 1 key so you can be more present. And through this training today, there's some reminders that I'm going to bring up. The first ones are that you can't be all things to all people. So you have to trust that other people are going to be able to meet the needs of your children, or that colleagues will be able to meet the needs of your patients or your clients when you're away from work. You need to be able to trust so that you don't stretch yourself so thin and worry about if people in your business are being taken care of, if your family is being taken care of when you're away from home. You need to trust that when you're with your family and you're enjoying some playtime, you're off having fun, that other people will be able to manage, especially when you have training in place to help you at work. You have to remind yourself too, when trust is our focus point, that you have limits and that's okay. You need to trust that even when you've hit the end of your rope for the day, that it's okay. Enough is enough. And if you don't trust that, and if you're not okay that you as a human being have personal limits, then you're going to burn and crash. I've seen this time and time again. People get so worn out because they try and be everything to everyone. And they don't think it's okay to have normal limits so that they can have a healthy life. They think that things will fall apart. That's fear-based living. Those are fearful thoughts that control you when you get to that point and you don't allow yourself to have healthy limits. You don't acknowledge that you need to meet certain needs in order for you to feel more present and productive at work. If you don't make time for exercise, eventually your energy levels are going to drop significantly, your stress levels are going to spike significantly, and you won't have taken the time to acknowledge that you have limits and that it's okay to have limits. Another important thing to remember when it comes to being present is that I think of one of my clients right now. She's not in this place in her life anymore, but when she was at work, she felt guilty because she wasn't with her children. And this is just recently over the summer months here when the kids are out of school. And she has to trust that her husband or a nanny or a caregiver of some sort will be able to do just as good of a job as she will, or as she would have. That they are fully capable of meeting the needs that her kids have for love and attention, fun, healthy food, all of those things that a parent thinks about. So she has learned to trust other people. But what comes with that is an awareness that her value doesn't change at all when she isn't being a mom. When she's focused on work and projects in the office, she's a family doctor, her value stays the same. She's just as valuable and worthy of love and, her value doesn't change just because she's not playing the role of mom. Somebody else is taking care of the kids. So you need to remember that for yourself. Just because you're not at work doesn't mean that you're not competent because you have stopped in the middle of a project and gone home to be with your family for a few hours while you can, right? You have to seize life. And if your life is really imbalanced, just because you're trying to prove your own worth, you're going to be unhappy. And you're going to always be striving to prove your own self-worth to your colleagues, your boss, your friends, your spouse. You need to know that without your work, if your work fell off the side of the earth, your profession, it does not change your personal value. You need to believe that I am valuable even if everything is stripped away from me. My value will not change. And when you start believing that, you're going to stop needing to prove yourself to other people because you'll believe that you're already complete just the way that you are. You also need to trust that when the worst case scenario happens, which it rarely ever does, but even if it were to happen, you can handle it. That's a belief that I would want you to inject into your DNA. And the way that you can do that is by practicing believing this, that no matter what happens, I can handle it. And my personal mantra is, I can do all things through God because He strengthens me. That's my personal belief that strengthens me all the time when I'm up against something tough or challenging or heart-wrenching. I draw on the strength of someone greater. But you do need to believe that you are created to be someone who can handle it. So maybe, a mediocre scenario happens and it's not what you'd prefer. Maybe one of your clients gets poorly taken care of while you're on vacation and you're being present on vacation, but something still goes bad. Maybe you didn't meet a deadline and someone's really unhappy with you. You need to trust that you can still remedy that situation. And as you work on yourself and you pour some effort and time into your own self-development through these webinars, through this training, you're going to notice that it pays off in your relationships with your clients. It pays off because you become a happier person. You become more balanced. You feel more fulfilled and satisfied in all areas of your life, more confident, and your inner strength deepens and increases. And you start believing that you can handle anything that happens. And when that kind of confidence is seen by someone else in your work environment, when that kind of confidence is seen in your family life, others can relax and they learn to trust you as well. So when you show up as somebody that, believes in themselves and you develop more self-confidence that no matter what happens, you can handle it, you are becoming a more trustworthy person, interestingly enough, and others choose to believe that they can trust you and that you can handle it, because if you believe it, then they're going to believe it about you. So that's a really important one to start practicing, that belief. Here's a testimonial from a client of mine on Vancouver Island where I live. She is also a doctor and a mom. And when she came to me, when she reached out to me, she was really feeling challenged, trying to balance work and home and self-care. and she didn't feel like she had the tools or ideas to make life easier. So I helped her set some really clear goals so she could really massively improve the quality of her life in her marriage, as a mom, as a physician. And in a short period of time, she really amazed me by applying the tools that I shared and taking big action. She really started to change her thinking patterns, and she became much more happy. Her marriage improved. Her health improved because she was getting more sleep. She was making time for yoga. Her stress decreased. She became more gentle on herself. She just had so many positive results show up in her life because she decided to take action and apply the systems that I shared with her. So this is something I really wanted to share with you. Before we move on to key number 2. Key number 2 to be more present is to decide when enough is enough. You need to know when to stop. So you're the coach of your own life. You need mentors. You need people to be accountable to. You need people to follow people that have gone ahead of where you want to go so that you can have a bit of a roadmap for yourself. But ultimately, you need to be your own coach. And you need to know when to call it quits at work so that you can come home, so that you can take a day off, so that you can plan regular vacations and not be afraid that your productivity will drop. When you make time for yourself to be more present in your personal life, be more engaged with your kids or your spouse or your extended family or your friends, you're going to be amazed because you're going to see how, as you take care of your health needs, as you take care of your social needs, you become even more amazing in your profession. But you need to have healthy boundaries. You need to know when enough is enough so that you can call it quits and get back to the task the next day. One thing that really helps me decide when enough is enough is knowing that I have plans for fun in my future. Then I can work my butt off because I know that I have some balanced time coming to me. So when you are at home, if you're stressing or you're anxious because you feel like there's work that you've left undone and it really needs your attention, especially as a business owner or a leader, the boundary lines can become really fuzzy between work and personal life. And you need to know that even if you're passionate and love your work, you still need to have balance. And that requires healthy boundary setting so that you don't have unneeded stress and anxiety taking up your mental space and impacting your physical health. You don't want those negative health side effects. So, what will your plans be for fun? Plan them ahead of time so you can look forward to them. It's so much fun. Do you want to go away for the weekend? Do you want to do something special with your partner? Do you want to plan an evening coming up with some girlfriends or a guys' night? I don't know what you want your plans to look like, but you need to make plans. Also, plan ahead for work. If you're at home and you're stressing because work isn't done, when are you going to set aside time for catch-up time? Oops, sorry. I jumped ahead of myself. You need to know that tomorrow, this is how my day is going to look, because today, Wednesday, I wasn't able to get A and B done at work. I'm going to make an appointment with myself. You're not going to miss a doctor's appointment, a date, or a school recital for your kids. So make an appointment that you won't miss in your calendar as a catch-up time so that you can get the work completed that really needs your attention. And then you can be more present when you're at home, not so distracted by thoughts of work, Key number 3 is to be more present. So to be more present, you need to become a pro at prioritizing. So what does becoming a pro at prioritizing mean? I'm sorry to say, but if you want to reach that mountaintop, you want to have those mountaintop experiences where you feel really satisfied and you're super accomplished. You feel like you really feel fulfilled because of the action steps you've been taking. Let's just say at work. When you feel that way, then your mind can rest when you're at home. You're not feeling like you always have to be in two places at once. So you need to prioritize the things that you avoid the most, the things in your mind that are the worst, that you don't want to attend to. Those things actually take up mental space that you need to have freed up. So I want you to make a list right now of the top 1 to 3 things that you're avoiding taking action on. So what would those be? Those are the tasks at work that I would encourage you to take off of your list on Thursday and Friday this week, and then again next week. Make sure that you're prioritizing things that you don't want to do, because they actually are things that you think of quite often and put to the bottom of your priority list because you really don't want to attend to them. You think it's going to take too much effort or too much time, but really you're wasting time thinking about those things that you're avoiding often. So what are the worst things? Write the top 3 down at work. Get them done and off of your mind so that you can have free space to focus on the people that you love at home. Now, maybe there's some things at home that you don't want to attend to, but you know that if you don't attend to them, you're going to be thinking of them at work. So the same goes for tasks that need to be done at home. Prioritize what you least want to be spending your time on and just get it off of your mind so that you can regain your energy. This is what I was talking about earlier, a catch-up time. You need to have a secondary plan if business gets crazy, crazy busy, or if your personal life, like friends are visiting over the summer, or you go away for a weekend with your girlfriend or boyfriend and your routine gets thrown out the window and you are feeling like, I'm away for the weekend, but I can't really be present and enjoy myself because I feel like I'm not making that time to study if you have continuing education goals, or I didn't make that time for to complete a deadline at work. That really hinders you from being present while you're away for the weekend. So you need to have a plan. You need to write it down in your journal or in your daily planner or on your phone. When will you catch up next week with your goals? Get it off your mind, get it onto your phone or onto some paper so that you can really enjoy your time and be present over the weekend and get back to your plan the following week. You need to get it out of your head so that you can free up that space and really be present, whether you're at home or at work. Here's another testimonial of a friend of mine and past client. She's a lawyer from Vancouver. I worked with her over the phone like I do most of my clients. She came to me when she was really feeling stressed and out of balance because she had such a successful practice and still does, that she didn't feel like she had any free time, an ounce of free time for her own health goals, for her personal goals, for her spiritual goals, even to spend with extended family. She felt like she had no free time. So she was pretty stressed and she didn't know what to do and reached out to me. So it was really good timing for her. What I showed her was a key that she applied to her mindset, to her thought life, and her thinking patterns were able to change dramatically. She stopped avoiding things that she feared because initially they made her feel insecure and unconfident. So the fear was holding her back in life and in business. What radically changed was how she related to her colleagues. Her financial situation radically improved because she applied this mindset key that I showed her. And she started becoming more of a leader in her law firm. And I'm so happy for her because I noticed her stress levels really decrease. And she started spending so much more time off even though her productivity stayed the same. So cool. Let's hop back into key number 4, to be more present. So to be more present, key number 4 is to practice active listening. That's one of those tongue twisters. So to practice active listening, you really need to focus on tuning out from your thoughts and tuning in on a deeper level to the work at hand. Telling your thoughts that they can wait, or giving a rebuttal to your thoughts. If there's something that you feel anxious about, asking yourself, is this actually a reality? Or am I conjuring up stories in my own head that I've chosen to believe? Is this a reality or not? How truthful is this worrisome thought? So you need to choose to take more control of your thought life and tune out certain thoughts so that you can tune in on a deeper level. So in order to actively listen at home, you need to apply this same concept, this same key. You need to listen on a deeper level instead of being distracted by your phone, always being on the computer, tuning out in front of the TV. If your family needs your attention and they want to connect with you, and I'm sure you want to connect with them, it means you need to use both ears instead of just one ear. That's why you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. You're meant to listen more. You also want to value single tasking over multitasking, because multitasking makes you feel like you need to be 5 places at once, accomplishing 5 things at once, and doing a really good job at all of them, instead of just being there for one person at a time or one task in business at a time. This is going to make you super productive. It's going to help you feel really deeply connected to your customers and your family members. It's going to help others really develop a deep trust in you and affection for you, because you're going to become somebody that's trustworthy. You're going to become someone they can talk to and feel heard and acknowledged, and both clients and family alike really value that. So it really deeply impacts and improves your relationships in business and in personal life. You need to purposefully slow down. This helps you get into the moment when you slow down. It helps you focus. It helps you notice so many things that maybe before you weren't thankful for or grateful for, because you were bypassing them and you weren't taking the time to smell the roses. Some of you might be thinking right now, like a past client of mine last year who I worked with, he just wanted to stop and smell the roses, but he had no clue how to slow down. The first step is to choose to believe that slowing down is safe. Slowing down is not going to get you into trouble. It's actually going to help you. Slowing down will help my business. When I'm more focused and present, I'm going to do better in my profession. I'm going to rock this industry like a leader, because I am fully engaged in the lives of my clients and my family. I'm going to rock my role as a parent, as a spouse, because I'm taking the time to live slower and to really actively listen to the people who are most important to me. Here's another testimonial from a business owner. She owns a clothing store, and she saw an ad of mine on Facebook that she clicked on and signed up for. It was a group coaching program I was running at the time, and she was really needing an improved work-life balance for herself. She didn't feel like she had time for exercise anymore. She felt like she was relating to her staff in a way that was very fear-based. She wasn't talking from a place where she felt confident about conflict. So I helped her develop skills that she wasn't even aware she wanted to work on with me until they came up. And that's what often happens in a coaching session. You start one place where you feel like you need help, and then you realize, oh yeah, this is actually the root of my challenge. So as I asked her questions, she found the answers for herself that she needed. And that's the role of a coach, is to help you come up with the answers that are best for yourself, and then to offer you accountability and mentorship so that you can see the personal changes or the business changes and the results that you want. Key number 5 is to be more present and develop patience. So patience is a big deal, but it's really important if you want to be more present. You need to develop patience with other people, and you need to develop patience with yourself. An important reminder is that progress is way more important than perfection. Perfection can never be achieved anyways. And even if it feels perfect, it won't last. Unless it's spiritual. That's the only thing that I would say does last. So value progress over perfection, because the more you move forward, the more you change, the better person you become, the more wise and successful you become. And it's just going to lead you closer and closer to your big, hairy, audacious goals. And there's real power in acknowledging your progress, acknowledging each step you take. Instead of reminding yourself, oh, this week I've got 10 new things. You know how deflating that feels? Even saying that feels like it takes the energy out of me to focus more on what I haven't done than what I have. So take some time and acknowledge how far you've come this year already. It's powerful, makes you feel good, and you need to show up feeling good in business. You need to show up for your family feeling good and energetic. My question for you now is, how long are you going to wait for the perfect timing? Because the perfect timing never comes. If you want support, accountability, and mentorship, you need to seize opportunities when you feel like you've got a big yes and a hungry craving and desire in your heart for something. Ask yourself, what's it costing me? What's it costing me to not take action and move towards my goals? Move toward the future that I want to create. Sometimes it costs people stress. They start living lives that are really engulfed by stress. I was coaching someone some time ago, and she was the owner of a very big winery, and she was finding her stress levels were super high, at an all-time high. She wasn't making any time for her own spiritual growth and peace of mind. She wasn't making any time anymore for running or exercise that she loves and makes her feel alive and happy. So it cost her her health. It cost her time with her family, because she was putting family on the back burner. She didn't feel like they were as important as work, even though she knew in her heart that they were. So what is it costing you? Relationship-wise, health-wise, mental sanity-wise, what's it costing you? And what price is your family paying because you're not taking action? You're not following your intuition and your heart and what feels right. You need to learn how to make decisions that feel good for you, instead of always making decisions from a place of safety, from a place of your comfort zone. That won't move you forward towards getting the results that you want right now. The great thing is that you have a choice. In the next 30 days, what would it mean for you to have more time and less stress? Because you can, and it's very exciting. That's why I start talking like this. How would you like to create amazing life balance? Have time for your health goals. Have time for your study goals. Have time to become an even more incredible leader in your profession and industry. How would you like to have time for a social life again? Wouldn't that be fun? You want more fun in your life? I'm all about helping you conquer your stress and kickstart your health again to a level that you may have never even experienced yet. What I offer is called a time freedom breakthrough. It's an hour of my time where I get really laser focused with you, and I offer you one-on-one mentorship, support, and accountability. And I help you get really crystal clear on your action plan and what might be holding you back. So these sessions, these hour-long sessions, they help you increase your productivity, increase your income, and increase your free time. You learn how to delegate and outsource so you can become the master of your business or your company, your profession, instead of a slave to it. And I show you how to decrease stress and make time for your health. In order to do that, I show you how to create healthy boundaries. I give you a roadmap so you can feel fulfilled and accomplished and energized every single day, all throughout the day. So your productivity increases, your prosperity increases, and you start to make a bigger impact with the work that you do. So this free hour with me is by application only. I have 5 spaces that I'm offering to the first people who contact me. Now, I want to warn you that time is a factor. These spots go fast because there are many people who watch my webinars, many people who follow me on Facebook, and they know that my systems work because they're proven in my clients' lives. They're proven in my life. The way you can apply is to go to amyengelmark.com/breakthrough. So like I said, in the next week or so, for an hour, I've set aside time for 5 of you to show you how you can have the lifestyle that you desire. So more fun, more free time, less stress, greater impact and productivity. And I'll personally take the time to talk with you and help you get really clear on what's holding you back and how you can get the results that you want to see. So don't wait. I invite you to apply today. It would be my pleasure and joy to support you, and it's totally free. So there's 2 things that could happen. One is that you spend the hour with me and you decide, thanks, Amy, but I'm going to go my merry way. I've really been helped by you. Thank you so much. Well, that's great. I've helped you and I'm happy. The other option is you say, wow, I'm super blown away by the results that I've experienced with you just in one session, and I think I'm interested in working with you. Well, if I feel like you're a good fit to work with me, then I'll send you an application to coach with me, to start a partnership with me where I can support you and mentor you and help you create an action plan, break through of what might be holding you back. So both ways, both options are going to provide for you an hour free of charge, and there's only 5 of them, that could be the best hour you spend on your business and in your personal life this year. That's what I think. So this is the best option for you if you're a CEO, you're a community or business leader, you're an entrepreneur, and you know you need more free time. You know you want to kickstart your health again. You know that it's time to do something about your productivity so you can experience more wealth and make a bigger impact and give back more. So if that's you, I invite you to apply for one of these strategy sessions at amyengelmark.com/breakthrough. Now I'm going to share with you. Hi, Kristen. I didn't see that you joined. Kristen says, I love that quote, Amy. Progress is more important than perfection. I know, I so love that as well, because so many of us can focus on perfection more than we do on what we've already accomplished. And that leaves us feeling deflated, frustrated, and disappointed with ourselves, and it doesn't bring us to a good mental space or make us feel emotionally happy with where we're at in life. So it's better to focus on your progress. Thank you so much for joining me on this webinar, and any questions are great questions. If you have any questions about how to decrease stress, any questions about how to use your time more effectively and manage your time effectively like a pro, send me a message below this video. I'd love to hear from you. If you are a leader and you want to know how you can increase the productivity of your team, send me those questions as well. I'd love to help. Have a fabulous Wednesday. I'm just going to put the link again to apply for those 5 strategy sessions. It's amyengelmark.com/breakthrough. All right. Have a great Wednesday. Share this. You know, you can invite your friends to join these webinars, amyengelmark.com/webinar training. I would love to help them as well. All of these tools and strategies are proven, and my clients' lives have been moved forward, propelled forward by putting these into action in their own lives. Okay, lots of love to you, and glad to have you on live. Glad to have you watching this for those of you who are watching the replay. Mwah. Have an awesome week. We'll talk to you next week.